Right then, welcome to another Diablo Plays YouTube Advert Games, or whatever I decide to call this series. Today we're going to be playing one that I've seen advertised quite a bit, and that is TaOnga The Island Farm. Now, before I get into this, a couple of things. First of all, much like Hero Wars, there are a variety of different adverts, and we'll get to those later. I might have to see if I can start finding the adverts and add them into this video, but that might be difficult because you never know when the advert's going to pop up. Now, there are two different versions of TaOnga The Island Farm, however you pronounce it. One on PCs and laptops, and one on mobile phones. The two versions are somewhat similar, but there are some glaringly obvious differences. I'm obviously playing the computer version, so once we get past the multitude of crap, I'll probably feel this special. I've got this bit to do. Ooh, spin the wheel. What will it stop on? Money. I'll take one. Okay. Yeah, it tries to get you to spend real money on the game, of course. Quite a lot. You know? No, right. So this is me. There's anything to do. Actually, I can't be over here. I've actually been playing this game for quite some time, believe it or not. So I know pretty much what I'm doing, rather than like Hero Wars, where I've only been playing that for like just a few hours. So there's a variety of different things you could do. Your farm will not start like this. You start with absolutely bugger all, and most of this area, as you can see, I've cleared out most of the area. Most of that's covered in trees and rocks and things that you have to cut down. Same all the way across here. You know, I've got my stone miner and my wood cutter. Next area I'm going to be going into when I unlock it is all this bit up to the wall there. That's going to take a while to clear out. You've got a variety of different buildings and things that do all different things. You unlock them as you go along, and you have to build them and stuff like that. You can put down different walkways. There's special little extra things you can get, like these things here, which are pretty much useless to me at the moment. Now, one of the adverts for this shows your female character. You can play as a male character, by the way. I always think he looks out of place here, because obviously she's dressed in a way where she looks like she, you know, could be walking around in a sort of really hot area. You know, pick a male character. He's dressed funny for where he's meant to be. You don't start out with this many farm blocks, you don't start out with this much bamboo fencing, you don't start out with these many animals, you don't start out with this massive multitude of buildings. Just like you start pretty basic, and you have to clear the area out to be able to place down more buildings and stuff like that. Now obviously I set all my buildings yesterday to do stuff. So let's see if we can build just two of those instead of wood. This is like making fruit drinks. Let's have you make those. Now you can see each thing you make has a time limit. So this one will take 10 minutes, then that one will take 10 minutes, then that one will take 10 minutes, then that one will take 10 minutes. So to make all 4 of these is going to take 40 minutes. Pay attention to that idea, because some of these things that you can make actually take hours, and I mean hours. I mean, look at these. 2 hours to make 1 roll of cheese, which means that these 4 rolls of cheese took 8 hours to make them. So if you need them quickly for something, tough shit. unless you use the speed up option, which you can use. There is a speed up option. Show that in a moment once I get these 5. Yeah, so you can speed it up using purple gems. Would not recommend doing that unless you have a lot of gems like I've got. Let's build one more of those. And 2 more of them. Yep. All these different buildings build all different things depending on what they are. So, you know, obviously your weaver is going to weave things. Dude. That's my dry jute. This is my sun dryer. He's drying jute for me. Obviously you can open more slots in your things there. So most of my buildings are actually doing stuff. I make 3 clay lanterns. Over here we've got the ship. The ship's going to ask for resources. It says help 0 to 4. You can ask your neighbours for help. Yes, you get neighbours on this game. So if I selected that and clicked help, someone else could come along and fill that up for me, which they get points for, so that's good. Let's scroll down a bit. There's my neighbours here. So the reason you have neighbours, well, there's several reasons you have neighbours. They can help you with things, you can help them with things, you can give each other items. That person gave you a lot of cocoa. And you can visit their islands and use their wellness spots. Wellness spots are like these things. Each one you visit gives you 1 energy, because they've got 3,569 energy here. Could have really good doing that. So now I've completed some of these on my to-do list. These are going to be the same every day. Send gifts, feed animals, craft items, harvest crops, complete orders, which I hardly ever do, collect starfish, clams and crabs on the beach, prepare wellness spots, visit neighbours' wellness spots, and if you finish 6 of the daily tasks, you don't have to do all of them, you get a sand dollar, which is for this. Or, if you don't want to do it by look of the draw, you can just buy shit using the sand dollar. So if I really want grain mix, and I'm not sure the Wheel of Fortune will give me grain mix because there's one on there, I could just get the grain mix using the sand dollar. Okay, fair enough. So let's feed my cows. Luckily you can hold the mouse button down so you don't have to individually click them. Same with getting the eggs from these chickens, like you see. So the chickens are going to be feeding once I've got the eggs from them. Now the adverts for this show your woman doing a variety of different things. Sometimes in a more graphical way and sometimes not. The advert I see more often than not is selling milk. There will be like a line of cows in a shed, and she walks past them, collects all the milk, takes them over to some kind of counter thing, and then like sells it, and then takes the money back over to the shed or something like that to make the shed bigger and put more cows in. Obviously, as you can clearly see, that does not happen in this game. It's absolute bullshit. I mean, really, I suppose you could do the company for false advertising there, but who knows? I don't know how to get away with shit like this sometimes. All the stuff off the trees here. There are special events and things that you can participate in over the course of the game, you know. Usually one every 3 months, and then there's like special islands that you can visit over the course of like 1 month or something like that. depending on your level and how much energy and that you have, you may not be able to complete what the island wants you to do. But yeah, whatever. In the early game, it's very easy to level up relatively quickly. Clearing out your area of trees and stuff like that. I mean, this area was like full of trees and rocks and things. It was like this, and your farm started like in a little corner like that. You had like one building or something and stuff like that. Anyone starting out is going to see exactly what I mean. It's a relatively simple game. One thing I do like about it more than anything else is you can like go off it and come back hours later. You know, like if you're making 4 cheese wheels for something, say you need 4 cheese wheels or something, it's going to take 8 hours to make the 4, right? Once you've got all the milk required to do it, right? So say you need, I don't know, 4 cheese wheels, right? It's going to take 8 hours to make that, right? So you tell it to make the 4 cheese wheels, then you can go off and do something else. You can watch some YouTube, I don't know, you can go uptown and do your shopping, you can do anything you like. You can watch a couple of DVDs, you can play another game, and then you can come back to it and it's all done. Several hours later. There is music for the game, but I would not recommend turning it on, because it is annoying. Here's my order board. Now early on in this, your order board will want so many basic things. Very, very basic things. As you progress and level up and put down more buildings that can make more things, it will start asking for more and more elaborate things. And sometimes it will ask for things that you need for something else. I would not recommend filling those orders. In your first, say, 10 levels or so, filling those orders, it's not going to be too much of a problem. It's not really overly complicated. But as you get into later levels and you start making things with your various different buildings like I've got, well, it becomes annoying to fulfill those orders, so I never do. Some of the stuff you could do in the game, like what I'm doing here, is a very painstaking process. You have to harvest all the crops, and then you could start re-digging out the land plots. Luckily you can do that by click and drag, which you unlock after a certain level, by the way, otherwise you'd have to keep repeatedly clicking, click, 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 click. Because you unlock a variety of different things over the course of the game, very early on, luckily. So you can see here that a lot of the names here have Zs on them, some of them are yellow, and some of them are proper colour. That's based on whether or not they're on your neighbour's list. If they're not on your neighbour's list, but you've sent them a request to join your neighbour's list, they are yellow. You can't do anything with them until they go to that light grey colour. And if they're dark grey with the Zs, basically it means that they haven't played the game for, I don't know, 3-4 days. And you can't really do very much with them. You get XP to level up, you know, it's like a level up game. But basically, everything you do, you get these little star things. They pop up on the screen like that. They will disappear after a time, or you can just go, yeah. Anyway, obviously you can see there it says I have 31 neighbours and I've invited 15. You can only have up to 50, so I can invite 4 more neighbours. Now you're going to want some relatively high level ones and some relatively low level ones. I usually just pick one at random and hope that some are higher level and some are low. It's sometimes difficult to find low level ones for some reason. There's one, level 6. I'll take level 6. I prefer ones that have picked their name as well for some reason. Funny, weren't there low level ones? 10 probably a tad too high. 60, bloody hell. I don't know what the highest level is you can get to, but obviously I haven't got that far. Okay, level 7. Sweet. You get some weird names on this as well. Now you can see I've run out of refreshers for getting new numbers, but there's a thing here. And yet that is used with this. Yes, you have the ability to chat, which is pointless. So you pick one at random here and like you go copy text, whack that in there. Comes up as a level 25 person. We're going to go another 5.5 person. I've got some high level ones as it is. Look at this one. 12, okay, 12's fine. Basically, people post their names in here to get people to add them. Level 25. Oh, can't add that one. Okay. Let's look at some of my old invitations. See who's not responding. You're high level anyway, so maybe higher level than she is. So now I can plant stuff. I can plant a variety of things. They all take a different amount of time to grow, as you can see. I'm going to plant essentially what I already have planted, so it's good to have a good supply of jute. It's good to have a good supply of wheat. You're going to need that for making like chicken feed and cow feed and flour and stuff like that. I think I've got enough tomatoes for now. Let's go with pineapples. A little bit of slowdown there. You don't get very much slowdown in this game, but you do sometimes. Depends on how much stuff is on the screen. You go to some people's farms and they've got so much stuff on their farm. It can cause a little bit of slowdown. As this counts down through the time, the amount of gems it will take to finish will lower, so there's a variety of things you can do like immediately, and then there's things that you gotta wait for a certain amount of time for. Which is fine, I suppose. You know, your plants take a certain amount of time to grow. Some of your trees will actually take something like 8 hours to be ready again. We'll go slow down there just to notice that. You can go fishing if you really want to. Or you need to for certain things in the game. I'm not sure what the temple's for anymore. I've done it. Sometimes it's good to leave some plants unwatered. Probably not at the moment, but I do leave certain plants unwatered, but those special events that I mentioned, some of those like things that will say like, I don't know, you'll have like a random thing that you have to do which will get you a certain bonus, and one of them can sometimes be, I don't know, water 10 trees, or it might be harvest 6 mangoes or something like that. So you always have to make sure that you can harvest your trees and water your trees and all that sort of stuff. Or it might be like harvest 50 tomatoes, which means you'd have to plant, with all my farm plots here, I'd have to plant 5 rows of tomatoes, get 25, and then do it again. And of course tomatoes take quite some time to grow. Usually you'll be able to do it within the time limit, you know, it doesn't give you a terrible time limit. This on the other hand is a bit of a dip, because like, say, like, yeah, look, it wants strawberry syrup. In order to make strawberry syrup, you have to get strawberries, make the syrup. Right, it wants 10 of them, okay. The amount of time it's going to take to get 10 strawberries, make 10 strawberry syrups. In fact, I think you need more than 1 strawberry per syrup, right, so, or 1 lot of strawberries per syrup, right. Then you factor in the amount of time it's going to take, and you've only got a certain amount of time. That's where the help thing comes in. But it means that you basically have to spend your time constantly making things. That's why you can still have I've got 10 of these, 8 of these, 14 of these. If you're not constantly making random stuff, you might find yourself at a bit of a shortage. And you don't want to be short of things, you really don't. You can customize your character. You can set your own image, or you can use one of the standard ones. Most of them are based on the characters you meet over the course of the game and stuff like that, and other things you pick up over the course of the game. You could use your own. I've used my own here. You can pick yourself a name, and you can change whether you're male or female. I'll show you what I mean now when I change it to male. Yeah, he doesn't really look like he's dressed to be on an island, does he? Looks like he should be possibly hanging out in Miami or something, I don't know. You know, she looks like a person who would look around on an island. Maybe not so much a farm, but an island. You know, I don't know. It's weird. We've got to see I've got 26 down here. These are all the quests I have activated that I haven't completed. Some of which will want things like oh, build the stone carver. Okay, fair enough. Once I build the stone carver, I'll get that. This wants me to cut down trees and things. What's that over here? That wants me to just like dig up plants and stuff. That wants me to make blue pigments and things. There was one where, oh yeah, this one, like, this one wanted me to make 30 ropes, weave 30 ropes. Some would just say like have 30 ropes. This one said weave 30 ropes, so I had to make 30 ropes. Then I had to make 20 weave mats. Now I've got to make 15 clay lanterns. And one of the other quests might require clay lanterns. So, see, this one requires 40 weave mats, but the other one said to make 20 weave mats. So by getting the 40 weave mats to do this one, I fulfill what is needed for this one, which is sometimes good, because then you're doing 2 or 3 quests at once. And if you're wondering why I don't get the egg off this chicken here, it's a rare chicken, and I don't want to lose it. Look like fish and chips. Get some fish, make fish fillets, and then make 10 lots of fish and chips and give them to them. Right. Can I even make 4 more lots of fish and chips? I can make 3 because I haven't got enough flour. Let's make 2. let's make 3 flowers. Should be able to fix that up, finish that off then. Yes, there's a variety of things you could do, and you know, there's all buildings you can buy and stuff like that. You know, there's a shop where you can buy like seeds, farm plots. As you level up, your amount of farm plots you can have increases. You can have fenced farm plots, which don't ever need to be raked out, but you can only use them a certain amount of time. There's all the plants you can plant, you know, like trees, all the different trees you can plant. You can have a certain amount of cows and chickens. As you level up, you'll be able to do more. You know, I could have 50 of each of these trees. That's a lot of tree water. This is all your buildings you could build. Obviously, I have most of them. We pick the stone carver. That's on this list. Build the stone carver. We pick the loom eventually, and eventually I'll unlock the beautician, and then that's on the buildings. And then I need my massage table and my picnic. But this, and this requires extra items. Whereas these ones, people can just use them willy-nilly, right, up to 50 times. This one requires you to get food and things for it. So I don't usually piss about with that. Unless I'm not using the buildings that will make these things for anything else, and I've got the resources to do it, then I'll do it. But obviously, this is made by the weaver. Currently I'm using the weaver because I need to make torches, so yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting game. It's a good game to get into. I like the idea that you can sit back and was it? It's one of them games where you can tell it to do a bunch of things, and you can go off and do something else yourself, and come back when it's done. You don't have to sit there playing it the whole time. There's some things you'll tell it to do that will only take 5 minutes. Okay, you tell it to do it, you go make a cup of coffee, you come back and you carry on. But then there are some things you tell it to do and it will take 2-3 hours. Okay then. So then you can just go off and do something else. Play another game, watch a film, watch some YouTube, go out, whatever. That's what you do there. This area is a wellness spot. Of course it's point and click. You know, the mobile phone version is point and click because obviously it's touch screen, so it's either click, 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 click. This person's got a lot of stuff on the island, that's why it's taking so long to do anything. And boom, just use that run spot. You get 1 energy off each one spot you use, and you could use 40 at a time, so unless you have bonuses. So that's one reason to have friends and neighbours, whatever you want to fucking call them. The other thing is they can help you with your ship and things like that. Higher level people can give things to lower level people. I like to do that sometimes. If I've got a lot of something and someone requires it, I'll give them as many as I can. That's another thing off my to-do list. I visited a wellness spot. There we go. That's 4 out of 6. I feed 5 more animals, and harvest 15 more crops, or flip more shells on the beach, of which I haven't got any at the moment. I can harvest more wheat, which doesn't take very long to grow, it seems. Anything that pops out like this, you can just run your mouse over it, it'll disappear. A bit like getting the stuff off the sunflowers in Plants vs Zombies. Of course, the weird thing is, this is not the sort of game I would usually play. I'm surprised I got this far into it. I mean, I'm level 22, you can see at the top left. Not the sort of game I would usually play. I started playing it a number of months back, and I thought, yeah, this is quite good. Yeah, it's not the sort, as I say, it's not the sort of thing I would usually play. I can't even remember why I'm saving up all this energy. Put down some sweet potatoes. Finish. I'll click the fucking finish button. And then let's put down some more jute, I suppose.